Okay, here we go. After all those funny experiences with technology, I welcome you to Body and Brain Mastery. And yeah, I haven't been live training in a while, because you know what? Some of you, I noticed, haven't even gone through the material. You have not, basically not downloaded the book, which is a prerequisite to read, that we know that we're on the same page, that we know what we are talking about. Welcome. So today I want to really, I have a timer here, and guys, I can really recommend a timer if you do some coaching or some training, otherwise you get completely lost in space. So I will set the timer today for, I'll make it really short, say 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, because I know everyone is busy. And by the time, yeah, I'm wearing my Wonder Woman shirt again. So today I really felt like I needed it. It's gloom and doom out there. It's grayish. And it just, it gives me a little bit more power and more oomph, and we all need this. So welcome. Again, if we have not met, my name is Renate Process, and I'm a mentor and coach to people who take their life to the next level, who potentially live a fully integrated, balanced, holistic, and sustainable life at the highest level. And I help them shift their mindset, their mission, and their moves, teach exactly what they need to do to live a more fulfilling life, to live a healthier life, to potentially eliminate pain in any area, pain in your finance, pain in your body, pain in your emotions. Because if you want to live a fulfilled life, that's what success is all about for me, right? It has to be kind of fully integrated. So it's not that like you're fantastic when it comes to your physical health, but in relationships and career, you suck. So you want to make sure that every single one of those, and I don't know, maybe spiritual, I don't know what else is a very important part of your life. You want to make sure that all these pillars fire at the highest level. And the ultimate goal is really to live a life by design and not by default. You might have heard me talk about this many, many times. You might have heard, and I heard it again today by my mentor, one of my mentors, Joel Bauer, is like, really it's about having freedom, having the choice, deciding what time is, the value of time for us, and then choosing what's important, what we take on and what we do not take on, and creating this life by design, right? And if you watch the by show of hands, who would love to live a life by design and not by default, right? By default is you go through the motions and you're like, okay, it's fine, but it's not really exciting. You don't feel like you're alive. Sometimes I say it's like watching the living dead, right? People just going through the motions, through the daily routines. There's no passion, there's no oomph. And it doesn't mean that you have to jump up and down like a crazy person on some drugs, with a sugar high. It's really about having the energy, the positivity, this sort of, you know who you are as a person, and you love yourself, and you exude this gratitude, this being aligned with yourself to other people. This is how you connect with the people you would love to connect, and not with the crazies out there. Now, if you live a life by design, one of the things which goes hand in hand with this is freedom. So today I would love to talk to you about freedom, about personal freedom, and give you a taster of some of the questions, some of the areas we deal in my high performance coaching program, where we go deeper, layer by layer by layer, to go what's really underneath, who you are, who you truly are, or like what is there, which is the cause probably of all the trouble, of all the pain you have. And you go at your own speed, because it's your life, right? But sometimes, there might be a reason why you have put layer on layer on layer on this stuff which really hurt you so much. And this personal freedom is important. And it turns out that the world's highest performers, they are incredibly clear and they have a very high sense of personal freedom. They don't hold themselves back too much. And you might say, but Renate, this is because they have the money, right? And they can buy whatever they want to buy. I'm not talking about boasting and showing bling bling and all the possessions. I'm talking about freedom, that you really can spend time with your loved ones if you feel so, right? It's not like, oh, I have to do this and this meeting and that meeting, I cannot. So to never ever miss an important sports game of your kids probably, or to never compromise on your wedding anniversary or anything that's really close to you. This is what personal freedom means to me. So my question for you is, and I want you to have pen and paper and of course some water as usual. You can see this here, some water. Here it is, set up, very interesting today. Sorry, you will see my hand a few times. So I have to figure this out, and I will. So what does personal freedom mean for you? And I want you to write this down. Personal freedom. Start to jot down what comes to mind in 30 seconds. And I challenge you to revisit this question afterwards and write down, what does personal freedom mean to me? And if you say, I just don't want to go to the office anymore. Yeah, that's the outer layer. But go deeper. What else does it mean? What does it mean for you, for your health, for your relationships, for your spiritual well-being, for your finances? What would that mean for you? And think big and write it down. This is one of the high performance concepts, and people are like, you and yeah, write it down. I remember. No, you will not remember, because when things go wrong, when things get challenging, you forget all the things, right? Write them down. And also when writing them down, especially when you do it handwriting, there's a special connection between the hand and the area in your brain. So it gets ingrained much more and you can recall it better. So what is personal freedom for you? And I put some notes here and questions because I really want to stay on track today. I don't want to go overboard. So for me, it means the world. I was born to a single mom, not wanted. And I was told all the time that I should just be quiet and disappear and just be grateful to be alive, to be here, right? And I never ever got to know my dad. I never ever even saw him or met him. And by chance, I found out, it's about 5 years ago now, that he had died. I was not even informed that he was dead. So I don't even have a photograph. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I don't even know how he looks like. And maybe he was really not a nice man, from what my mom said the few times I asked her, which always ended in a row and being told to just disappear. So then I got adopted by my stepfather, who raised me as his. And I was told again to be grateful and just follow instructions. So this would have meant to live a life by default. Not really what I wanted in my life. So I had this fire in me, and it was anger, but I chose to use this fire in me not to be angry and not to be a crazy, difficult kid. I decided to use this as fuel to choose my path, to live life by design. And you have the power of choice as well. And so I developed my process, the Renate Process, which is a 3-step system where we start with the mindset, the mission, and the moves to get to where you want to be, from where you are to where you want to be, and live this life of freedom, of potentially no pain, of potentially having the income, the relationship, the health, the well-being you dream of and deserve. So, my questions for you. What does personal freedom mean to you? Keep writing, unless you drive, unless it's not safe. Does it mean to express your true self, who you really are, what you stand for, what your values are? Does it mean to pursue your dreams badly and boldly, rather boldly than badly? And it's also like creating the life, creating the events, your circumstances, compared to just reacting to what's thrown at you. And I'm going to touch about two areas, and this is, as I said, it's part of one of the coaching modules where we go really, really deep. And this is not the first session I would do with a client, but we know each other. If you have gone through some of my trainings, some of the videos, if you have watched me here, if you have watched me on Instagram or on one of my other Facebook pages, as Renate Process #1 or #7, or Renate Process BMB, that's my business page, you know what I stand for, you know what I'm passionate about. So I want you to write down the following question, and I'll read it to you because I speak to so many. I would read it to you if we were one-on-one in a session. It would be more intimate, but this is also intimate. I'm with you wherever you are right now. So write down this question, please, or the statement. I would feel more free in the present moment if I let go of. I would feel more free in the present moment if I let go of. And write what comes to mind. To let go of what? Because it is fear. In Asia, it's the fear of losing face, what others might think. So what is it? Write down. And again, I want to honor your time, so we want to keep it short here, but go back and revisit. What would you need to let go of right now if you wanted to be more free or feel free in the present moment? Question number 2. If I felt more free to pursue my own dreams, the first thing I would go after would be. So what would be the first thing? I repeat, if I felt more free to pursue my own dreams, the first thing I would go after would be. So what would be the first thing? And you can write down a few first things, because maybe the first thing coming to mind is not really the first thing. And again, revisit after this session. So this is about personal freedom, just a few questions. And then in the coaching, we go deeper and we maybe do some role play, because it's here. I'm here to help you. Because if you could do it on your own, you would do it. But even if you could do it on your own, working together with a mentor, this will save you the 10 to 15 years of learning curve, right? Wouldn't you agree? We don't know how much longer we have on this planet. For me, at this point of time, oh my God, if I look at the average life expectancy for women, well, I think I have outlived nearly 2/3 of my life. If I'm lucky, you never know. Okay, so the other area we look at is, it's called, my mentor Brennan Bashad calls this the signs of social oppression. So how are you treated by others? What do you allow other people to do to you, to say to you, right? Because they can do it to you and you don't allow it, or you allow it because you don't know. And it's not, I'm not judging you. It's not easy, definitely not easy. And again, this is why we go step by step in the process finding different ways, using different techniques, maybe like taking third view, if from an outsider's point of view. What advice would you give? What would the next steps be? So we do different modalities to help you move forward. So first, write down, please. Is there anyone in your life who holds you back right now by doing or saying things to you? And I know very often it's a person closest to us, right? So if you say, it's my partner or it's my dad, I want you to expand it as well. If it's your immediate family, think of outside the family. Anyone else, maybe in your job, in the office, or if you're a student, anyone in school, anyone amongst your friends, your peers, anyone. So there could be more people. There could be more people holding you back, right? So just identify and write them down. And number 2, write down the sentence, the ways I could handle all this better would be. So the ways I could handle all this better would be. And think of what could you do better. Could you tell them you honor their opinion, yet these things, A, B, C, D, are very important to you. That probably you love them, you forgive them, yet these things, A, B, C, D, E, are important to you. You could probably tell them, and again, I don't know your circumstances because it's not a one-on-one, right? Even so it's a one-on-one, but it's a one-on-one for many. Just probably tell them, I forgive you. And I know that's not easy. If you probably are in a violent relationship, I know it's not easy. But you can choose to continue living like this or take action and get some help. Get some support. Because you are special, you are unique. Even so people might not tell you. Because I was taught I was nothing. I was never ever good enough. I should just, disappear. Because obviously seeing me reminded my mom of the bad things, the bad experience with my dad. I know it's not easy, but that's why you get a mentor, and it's step by step, and you go at your pace. In some areas you will be like wham, and done, next one. And for some areas it will be lots of soul searching, and there might be tears. There will be tears of pain. There might be tears of joy. But after all, it's your life. You have to decide if you want to live by default or by design. So the ways I could handle all this better would be, and I don't want you to be violent. What else could you do? What else could you tell them? What else could you do to empower yourself? Maybe learn some new skills. Maybe find a support group. Because I don't know what it is for you, right? But write down what comes to mind and revisit and add. And maybe some things you've already done and they work fantastic. But keep working on it. Keep adding. Keep fine-tuning. And this is how we gain mastery of the body and the brain and the mind as well. Okay, so if you love this, and I think you have enough work to do if you do this soul searching, and you can revisit this every day, you can revisit this every week, but then decide what's the step, this one, first step I'm going to do, what's the first thing I would go after. Remember the question, if I felt more free to pursue my own dreams, the first thing I would go after would be, and you know what it is, and then chunk it down. So if you want to go to this first thing, what would you need to do? Maybe you have to look up for a support group. Maybe you have to look up for an online yoga class. Maybe you have to look for a business class online, whatever it is, right? Find an accountability partner. Write down what is necessary. And then again, take one of those and okay, how do I do this? How do I Google this? How do I find out? Do I reach out to a friend? And so you go there and do at least one thing every single day. And this is how you create momentum. This is how you move towards the life by design and not by default. It gets clearer who you are. You're more in alignment. It empowers you because you see things happening. And it's kind of an accomplishment. This makes us feel good. When we are feeling good, our posture is different. We have different energy. We exude different energy. And man, people who are not happy with us, people will not. The people who are treating you badly and holding you back, they will not love this, I tell you. Whether it's family or friends, be prepared. So if you're not prepared, and if you'd rather just live by design, by default, it's your choice. But I encourage you. So for more help, for more support, for more training, in-depth training, and what is it exactly for you, this one thing you would need to do next probably, and to potentially get a free 15-minute success activation call, send me an email to rprandl06@gmail.com. R like Renate, Prandl, RPRANDL 06@gmail.com. Subject line should be activation 15 free. Activation 15 free. So I know you're coming from here. And for the first 6 who do so, I will give them a 15-minute activation call for free. So the first 6, if we are fit, if you have something I can help you with, if there's something you want help with, and I have no clue what it is exactly, because I'm not a doctor, not a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, nothing with ist, and I might refer you to somewhere else. But for the first 6 who go to rprandl06@gmail.com, a subject line, activation, the number 15, and the word free, you could potentially get this free 15-minute success activation call to help you create momentum. In the meantime, please watch the other videos. Please request my book, Life Mastery Secrets Revealed. It's a very short read, and there are action steps, there are questions where you have to think, what would the answers be? What would it be for you? There are case studies in there. So go there, rprandl06@gmail.com. If you're watching from another portal, not from the group, join my VIP Facebook group, Body and Brain Mastery. So you go to Facebook /groups/Body and Brain Mastery, one word, answer 3 simple questions, accept the rules. And if you get into the portal, you see this training and lots of other short video trainings. You request the book, Life Mastery Secrets Revealed. And yeah, potentially, if you are amongst the first 6 who reach out to me at rprandl06@gmail.com, subject line, activation, the number 15, 10, 15, and the word free. I know where you're coming from, and I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to get you going, to get your juices flowing and go towards the life by design. It's not fair that I found a way to live my life by design, and I teach this to my client. It's not fair that you do not know that you're struggling. So let's do this together. It's my way of paying it forward, helping you go to the life you desire and deserve. My name is Renate Process. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the mentor and coach to people who want to take their life to the next level, eliminate pain, potentially forever, lead more integrated. I love this integration that, you fire on all cylinders in any area of your life, not just in one. And also focus on health, because health is wealth. It's not just the money. It's really about how you are, your whole well-being, because if you're not healthy, what is all your money, your wealth worth, right? Till we talk again, have a fantastic day. Just go there, send me this email if you really want to take action and take your life to the next level and live your life by your design. Request my free book, Everything will be found in Body and Brain Mastery. That's under groups, Facebook groups, and I'm here to serve you. Post questions, comments below, share, like, empower others, inspire others, and let's get through, those tough times stronger and with more fun, more joy, more energy, more success, and more freedom. Love you guys. Auf Wiedersehen.